Hello, folks. Welcome to MotoGP Mac in another edition. We're just going over some of the bits and pieces that we haven't gone over yet. Kind of a dead time, so bear with us. We'll do the best we can.
fucking dead time is fucking right. Yeah.
We had more material when it was, in the middle of February or January.
Yeah. Yeah, well, today now is a pretty dodgy day now as well. It's the day after St. Patrick's Day for me. Obviously, being Irish, it would be rude not to wet the shamrock and celebrate. Do you know?
Yeah. Kiss the Barney Spoon, but never kiss the Barney Spoon because the Irishness piss all over it. You know that.
Yeah, but actually, if you ever kiss the Blarney Stone, you actually have to hang out over a ledge and kiss upwards. So I've never ever seen a fella being able to piss upwards in my whole entire life at that angle, right? And if he does, I will 100% admit he is a god.
I've never seen the spot. I thought it was like just sitting on the ground. Like
it's actually about 20 minutes from where I live.
Oh, okay.
So so there you go. And then there's an all Irish versus English fight going on this afternoon in the old rugby. So
rugby, that's a manly sport.
It's a proper sport too, yeah.
Yes.
Where sure, and again, it would be rude not to have the old hair of the dog.
Yep.
So yeah. So anyway, it's been a very weird, I would say, month really, that the news is hard to come by on what's going on. During December and January, it was easier actually to create content and find out news than it was in the past month and a half, or a month or so, sorry. But it's race week.
Yeah.
Ooh, the first race. We're getting there. We're getting there
almost. A lot of. The only thing that's been driving me crazy is some guys going, and like I said, we're very unbiased. We're as unbiased you can be, especially me. I have no emotions in it one way or the other. To me, the best bike is the best one, has the best engineering. So, but these people, we can't have the Ducati win. It's like, why not? They make the best bike. There's nothing wrong with. I don't care what manufacturer it is. They make the best bikes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them winning because they make the best bikes. They're not an evil empire, folks. Just because the Japanese are on the bottom now.
Yeah, but look, I think it's a narrative of a story that people have been told that Ducati are trying to collar the thing, and people tend to believe it. You know what I mean? Now, look, saying that, I will be the first person.
God loves stupid people. That's why they made so many. I think it's garage syndrome. They don't care about the sport. They want whatever's they're winning in their garage.
That's natural, but I think like that's natural. Of course, like I have a Yamaha. I want Yamaha to win.
Well, you have a BMW too.
Yeah, but I don't like the BMW as much as I like the Yamaha. Right?
S1000?
Yeah, I can go faster in a straight line in the BMW, but I can get down the road faster. I live in Ireland. It's all twisty and bumpy and road, and I can get down the road around those corners much faster on a super sport tuned Yamaha than I can on
that's like my MV. What's the fastest one? I said MV. They're like, why? Well, one, it has the most horsepower. Two, it's been super tuned and the suspension tuned. So once you folks, suspension tuning makes a big difference. Don't let anybody kid you.
It's worth
that $150 for the guy to tune it, to your weight, and it really does. It's a well worth money spent.
Talking about tuning, let's just fucking get straight into it.
Okay.
Honda.
Kalex. Yes. Kalex.
Repsol Kalex Honda. Is that
how long ago were we asking for this? Yeah.
Now, look, again, everyone, in fairness, Speedweek came out with it. Look, there's still no major announcement that it's actual factual things, right?
Yeah, there's stories all over the place.
And I know an awful lot of people are getting very upset that I've said, about them using the street cred. Yes.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Right. Now let's be fair, right? Honda probably have made their own swing arm, but according to the chief tech in January, he said they're going to be using the Kalex one as well, right? They've probably made their own one, And if I was Kalex or Kalex, whichever way you want to call it, I would look at that swing arm very, very carefully because they probably literally just copied.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
And they call it a Honda one, right?
Yeah, I put in there for the returns. I said this solves the PR problem. It just rebranded the thing. Yeah, say, oh, Honda did it. No, Honda did not do it. Yeah,
no. But I think it's very silly for people to believe that Honda had a poor performance in the tests, poor performance show in Sepang and in Portimao, and then rang up Kalex on Monday and said, "Can you build us a chassis?"
Yeah, can we have it tomorrow? Yeah.
Like, let's be fair, right? Kalex have absolutely zero.
They said that too.
Zero knowledge of MotoGP frames.
Yep. The CEO said that. It says we have zero knowledge right now. We have zero knowledge of a MotoGP frame, which is after the story came out. So it makes you wonder: are they starting now? But that doesn't jive either because they said it would take. He said it would take 6 to 9 months to do it.
They could be starting now, or they could have gotten the official go ahead, right? And that's what I would call it.
Where's that May coming in then?
But exactly, that May deadline would never be done. And look, let's be fair: 6 to 9 months. That would put it back into the timeline of when they used the Kalex swinger. And here is genuinely what I do think. I think Honda did say that they would go out there and they would use the Kalex swinger. And then they saw that these guys actually know what they're fucking talking about, and they felt it because Marquez kept going on about, oh, we're not decided with the Kalex swinger and this, that, and the other, right? Now every single fucking Honda has an aluminium Kalex or Kalex original designed swing arm.
Yep.
So Mr. Marquez was talking out his arse when he was saying, oh, do you know what I mean? It's not really giving us what we need.
Yeah, so what did Simon Crayford say when he came on? Dumber trust with Mark Marquez says to the press. He's always been an ass kisser to Honda for, saying what they tell him.
Look, that's fun, but it's just
until he loses his temper,
and then,
or he gets drunk.
I personally think that one of those experimental bikes was a Kalex.
I do too. Yeah. The
And
killer was when they came out with no aero. It means they didn't have any base settings.
Well,
that was like
that is actually
tell.
Perfect for that tells me that could have been a Kalex.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yep.
No, look, we could be very, very wrong, but I think there's it's either starting now, the project, and will go on, and they won't have it till the Misano test, or it's already started a couple of months and they're dipping their toe into the water and saying, okay, is this better? Is this not better? Because you have to remember their first frame, even with all the good intentions, right? They're going to take measurements or requirements from Honda, who have no fucking direction in where they're going anyway, right?
In all directions,
they're going to build a frame. And is that going to be right? Probably not. When Kalex put the measurements on it and get the data back from what goes on in that frame, then I think they will understand what exactly they need to do. Yep. But I think it's very hard for them. Swing arm is an awful lot easier than the frame. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. And maybe
that is their first one. This is their first dipping their toe into it. It's not like they've tried it before. If you get my drift.
Kalex,
yeah. Steve said I had a good idea. Actually, he goes. I'm surprised that they didn't take Suzuki engineers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And take their chassis engineers, because Suzuki had a good chassis and they had a good chassis. They've always had good chassis, even back in the V4 days.
They did, yeah. Well, look, but they couldn't solve the fucking inline 4 chassis when they turned it. Do you know what I mean?
When they turned the power up, it started to wiggle, but it went sour. But that's kind of normal. I think that if they had money, they would have straightened that out. It's not Yamaha will straighten that problem out that they're having with the the horsepower in the chassis. Their problem is the horsepower blows the engine up. So they got bigger problems.
We're banned now for talking about Yamaha engines until after the first race, and we'll see how much.
Third or fourth race.
Third or fourth race,
yeah.
Look, but I think it's probably one of the major things that have happened, and it's really, I suppose, a big thing for Honda to admit that they can't solve the issue. Now, I know other people are saying, "Oh, Honda, Joe, this goes against all Honda's corp and all of this." It doesn't really. Do you know what I mean?
No, their last bike that they had, their only bike in MotoGP that was a good handler, was an all-around good bike, was the RCV 211, the V5, right? And who designed that frame?
That was
more wacky. More wacky. So this is actually a good idea for them. They've always been weak in that area. What'd you call it? The Honda Motor Company?
Motor, yeah.
The joke is that's why I call it Honda Motor Company. Yeah.
Because it's all about the engine. Joe, and their engine, to be fair, their engine is good.
They make good engines. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the philosophy is wrong. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same with the Yamaha, right? Like, fuck it. If the Yamaha actually sat down and even if they went for an all-new inline 4, right? Just say, right, they stayed at the basis of an inline 4, but they reworked everything, but to include aero in the actual concept of the bike, not fucking, okay, we have the frame, we have the fairings now made. No, how can we put fucking wings on this? Granted, they came up with a space, and I dived into the regulations that the back of the bike behind the rider is actually, there is no regulation. So you could actually put, no, it's not.
I was told they did have there's a box in the back.
There's a box.
Size box, like the front.
But there's no regulation to say what type of wings that you
have. No, that's right. That's right.
And like with edges and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more. And like it is interesting to see Yamaha's approach.
Hey, B-Sport said it was the best. It was actually the best one.
It's the best of both compromises.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's still compromised. You know, it's not fully effective in the corners, and it's not fully effective on the straights. But neither is Aprilia's or
Ducati's.
Yes, but being very honest, right? I think the riding styles have changed an awful lot as well from before. And it's not even like, even go back to the start of last year, you didn't see the riders lifting the rear wheel a lot compared to 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago.
Well, they did that in that last B-Sport video. Did they show where?
But I just think
it goes down that rear wing keeps that ASN down on the ground, which helps out in braking too. It makes it more stable.
It helps, but like go back to the start of the year. The riders, even in Portimao, which is a turn one, is a place for it. Like they weren't lifting the odd occasion you were lifting it, but not every time. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it helps.
It's also getting pushed down from the middle too, with the side mounts.
Stability in the corners or before the corners in braking, absolutely it does help. There's 100%, and even Bassini said that when he tried it last year. So. I have no doubts in it, but again, look, it's a free space for people to do it. Yamaha, to be fair, that's why I did T for trying. You know what I mean? At least they're coming up with some new concept. They're not just following what everyone else is doing. But I don't know. I'm very worried about going them next week. I know Portimao is kind of a good track for them. So I do expect them to be somewhat strong, but I don't know. I'm just very worried at the gap between Fabio and Frankie.
Big, big.
Like get Darren Binder back and put him on the fucking thing.
And the thing is, if you get that much of a gap, okay, how much? You don't get much tech from info from Frankie because he's so far away in time.
No data. Yeah,
things have to be the same to get data the same. That's why Ducati couldn't get data last year, even though they had 8 bikes, because all the bikes were different. Same thing, in a way.
Look, you can get transitional data, right? Like,
yeah,
like
man,
tire
wear.
Look, you can get some data, but like if Frankie is a second a lap off, like keep Darren Binder. At least the fucker's crashing because he's trying.
Yeah. At least he's working that edge, you know? Yeah.
Jody, I would 100% have a fella being crashing out rather than finishing 15th.
15th on his wheels, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're not getting any understanding of what is going on.
You get more data from the guy crashing because you can get at least data up until he crashed. You know, you're not getting data off of Frankie the whole race.
Yeah. And now look, Frankie is like, and if people think that I hate Frankie, I don't. I actually am a big Frankie fan. I think he's probably one of the most chilled out people that I know, and I think he's a fantastic rider. But he just does not suit the Yamaha, not anymore. It's simple. His riding style doesn't suit it.
Something went wrong, and I think it's his knee.
I don't think something went wrong. I think he has a very similar riding style to Rossi.
No, I think it's his knee. Being an athlete, I've seen so many people screw up their knees and have what operation? Well, I've had the 5th operation or the 7th operation. Guys, they never get better because the weight's always on it. It never gets, ask any doctor. It's a hard fix.
I just don't think that he just suits the bike anymore, or the bike suits him. And when you're trying to ride something that you've no confidence in. Like he knows. Like Stevenson is about to start. He knows he's a fucking second and a half off. He knows Jarvis is now turning around. Well, a second to a second and a half depends.
Still,
he knows Jarvis is now down on top of him like a ton of bricks. It's turning into a massive pressure cooker. Like realistically, a top 5 in the championship at the end of the year is probably the only thing that's going to save him.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's going to do that? No.
Nope.
Nowhere even fucking close to it.
He better have a Bible about that thick. Yeah.
Yeah, and
the how-to to go faster.
And the Pope in Rome putting in a fucking good word for him as well. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know. Now, I was watching There Could Only Be One on the thing, right? And I know this might be a little bit controversial, right? But I really miss the rivalries.
Oh, that's where we differ. I look at it like like wrestling.
As a fan, like I'm just like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck him anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Unless they're throwing punches, it's not a real rivalry to me.
Exactly, but do you know what I mean? Like. This is one of the reasons that I actually loved being a MotoGP fan, right? Because you could go to a race, just take the height of the days between Rossi and Marquez, or Rossi and Stoner, or Rossi and Pedrosa, or whoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go to Spain, right?
Right.
And there's the Marquez fans and the Rossi fans, and while they both fucking hate each other and equally, right? You didn't even have to discuss it, right?
Yeah.
There's never any violence between them, right?
Yeah. Well, you're Irish. You like fighting. You've been fighting the English for 400 years.
Yeah, but like there's never any. You go to a soccer match, right? And one set of fans and the other set of fans, and they have fucking 8 seats between them, cornered off so that they don't get at each other, right? But so they still hate each other the same amount of as Rossi and Marquez fans hate each other, right? For instance, but it was just like, I don't know, shaking hands and hugging each other after races, and I'm like, I don't know.
Men shouldn't be hugging each other, period. That's another.
Well, look, but you know what I mean? It's just like, just thump him. Just give him a slap. Just one slap. Like, do you know what I mean? Middle finger. Anything. Just let him know that you're a prick because you beat me today.
Who's the other Italian guy? What was Rossi? And what's the one that Rossi belted in mouth?
Biaggi.
Biaggi, yes.
Biaggi.
That's a rivalry.
But that's...
Screw you. Oh.
Exactly. So, and look, I get it that it's nice that, but I was watching, Pecco and Fabio, like the Saturday evening before the race in thing, and they're wishing each other the best of luck. Now, in private, walking down the stairs, wasn't in front of all the fans. Now the camera was there. Okay, fair enough. But they were like, "Oh yeah, ciao, ciao, best of luck." Do you know what I mean? It's like, "Fuck you, man! I'm taking a championship." Do you know what I mean? It was just like, ugh, it's too nice.
Yeah, you know what's bugging me is all this. You know, I'm into engineering, race engineering. I am absolutely non-biased in any way. So whatever's the best bike, I like the best. Whatever has the best performance out of the bikes, it's the best. And God, all this Ducati can't win. Why not? They make the best bike. There's nothing wrong with Ducati winning a championship or 2 or 4 if they make the best bikes. I'd rather see the best bikes winning the championship than somebody winning just because they hired to have a crap bike that's has the best rider. And I'm a Marquez fan. You know, they deserve it. Whoever makes the best bike deserves to win. And it's like the last bastion because they're holding on to that. The Japanese guys, they say, oh, well, they used to say, well, at least we're winning, racing championships because guess what? The European manufacturers have beaten the Japanese manufacturers in every comparison for the past 15 years straight. I mean, they're annihilated. They just make better bikes. It's all and I have Japanese bikes. It's not that they're bad, but the Europeans make better bikes. That's all there's to it.
You're going on your Japanese thing again, are you?
Yeah. I'm just like
Japanese.
Japanese, whatever, Japanese.
It's
not like they're paying somebody's mortgage or something. Yeah, it's not like somebody's paying their fucking mortgage.
Aprilia, so I'm going to start.
Yeah.
Look, nothing has given me more pleasure, I will be very honest, in the past couple of years than seeing Hamilton struggle in Formula 1. Best driver, ultimate gold, bit of this, that, and the other.
Oh, that's because he's a strap.
Then he gets a shit car. And it's like, oh, we're not giving him what he deserves.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Now, I have no problem with Ducati winning it. I will probably get pissed off, all right, if they win 42 races out of 42.
Yeah. You don't want to and everything.
And that, right? But there was a stat, actually, that Ducati was on every podium last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is interesting. Look, you can't blame Ducati for building a good bike.
Nor Aprilia, right?
And you can blame Honda, Yamaha, KTM for building not such a good bike.
Right.
So for me, they just need to build better bikes.
Yes,
they need to invest in their engineering, which Honda have thrown money at the problem and it hasn't resolved it. Yamaha haven't spent money on it and still haven't resolved it.
The Honda rune, good.
KTM, they're trying. They're trying to engineer their way out of it. They're bringing people in, the right people this time. But again, it's a process, right? If you look at Aprilia, they were a laughing stock 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Moto2 riders wouldn't even get on an Aprilia.
Right.
Now,
yeah,
everyone's fighting for the fucking Aprilia.
But they tried and they worked hard. And they, if you work hard, you try, you deserve it. Honda does not want. I'll give you an example. They spent $225 million on the Honda Rune Cruiser, right? One bike. It looked like crap too, right? Now, at Honda, if you can't make a Honda Civic right, and you're the dunce of the team, they put you in MotoGP, right? I mean, that's just the way they are. It's not. It's the.
I think maybe that's the mistakes that they must have made because
it's just like. But at Ducati, you're a rock star if you're the engineers there. It's the whole passion thing. Like Honda's a car company now. They just don't really give a rat's ass about the motorcycles anymore.
Yeah, but I think I'll be honest. I think maybe up to the middle of last year. And then last year was such an embarrassing season.
Yeah.
It has been majorly brand damaging to Honda.
Yeah.
Majorly brand damaging.
Yes.
So I think, I do genuinely think that the dunces will be kicked out and they will start.
You would think so. You would think so.
And the tide is starting to turn there. Genuinely, if they're starting to open up the ideas of bringing in contracting manager or manufacturers in to help them, they are definitely, there's a mindset.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, a mindset change within the brand to be like, we need to do whatever it takes to have Honda towards the front, which would be good. Look, Jesus,
that's great. Right.
I would love, like, superbikes are in a really, really good place right now, right? That, and like, I know you were freaking out a little bit over Honda being allowed to change the headstock of the bike and BMW and this and the other. But for me, what they were looking at was the show. And they were going to go, okay, we'll give you these concessions, even though it's unfair to the other three, right?
It is. That's my thing. It's unfair. Everything should be across the board.
We want to have 5 manufacturers fighting rather than just 2. And so
the other thing that bothered me is they give Honda and BMW a break, but you had Ducati gets penalized. Kawasaki gets penalized for winning. It's like, I'm sorry if they make a good bike and then they get penalized. Kawasaki, why? Aprilia, they ran them out of World Superbike.
Let's be fair now, and let's be very fair. They made a good bike for Johnny Ray. Anyone that's Johnny Ray's teammate was blown away.
It has the oldest design.
No. Let's look at what we always agreed to do. Let's look at the second rider, Lowe's.
Okay. All right, we'll look at second rider.
Spikes.
Yeah.
Johnny Ray blew the fucking doors off them.
Yeah. But Johnny's a lot better rider than both of them.
Yeah, but what I mean is that Johnny Ray would finish first, right? Very rare would Sykes or Lowe's finish second. Do you know what I mean? There was a top rack. There was a... So I what I'm saying to you is I agree that they've over penalized Kawasaki.
Right.
Because of Ray.
Yeah. There's actually a rule, and get this, in Dorna, it says, if you have a rider that's too dominant, we're allowed to penalize you. I swear, I didn't believe it until somebody showed it to me.
I need to see that rule.
Yeah, I had to see it. Somebody brought it. Look here. I said, you got to be kidding me. I don't know where he got it from. You're Mr.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in the regulations, and I've read the regulations a good few times.
But unless he wrote it up there, but boy, it looked awful official because they had a bunch of rules down there, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I haven't seen that rule now, to be very, very honest. But I think, KTM.
Oh, they're just stubborn as a rock. Germans are stubborn. They're saying they will never get away from the Austrian. Germans, same thing.
No, that's like Irish and English.
No, stop. They're the same race. Still got the big square heads. Still smart.
No. Jesus Christ. Really bad.
No, you can give white people hell all day. Who are you kidding? But you can abuse white people. No, but I said they're smart. I didn't say they're idiots. But we shouldn't get a mark against that. And they're stubborn, and they just keep holding on to that frame that's 30 years old. I mean, they've done wonders with it, but they have strong engineers, but they just keep beating the same dead horse.
Yeah, no, look, like Binder said that it's actually something to do with the swing arm, I believe. He's just like, we just have no rear grip. Simple as. And he's like, it's nothing that it's actually in Sunday's video.
That's been a chestnut of theirs for a long time. I thought that's why they were going with the big bang engine.
I don't know, but they just can't get the rear grip, and Binder said there's nothing that we can change its setup. So it has to be an actual hardware change. So so I think it's now look, Dave, I would have had 2 weeks to have a look at the swing arm by the time racing starts this week, so I don't think they can change the swing arm in that about time.
No.
So it looks like it's going to be a difficult one. But I suppose for myself, when I look at it, Binder did a Banzai lap, right? To be fair, but the pace of the bike is 16th.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
That's
and they said the power's down, which is surprising because KTM always had a strong motor.
Now
I think there was the Big Bang made it go down because Big Bangs always have come out with less horsepower.
Yeah, they were pretty slow in the speed straps compared to others. So now they are running a lot of aero. The bike is the front wing is quite aggressive. And then you have and then what I did notice, all right, though, is that in Portimao they did change the bottom aero of the bike. Now they are using the downward ducts, but do you remember the original one that they had in Sepang where there was a lip right at the bottom?
Yeah,
that lip now is gone. So they've gotten rid of that. I did think there would be more aero devices on show at the Portimao test, but I think they probably did the right thing. Stuck with one aero and just worked on chassis, trying to get that thing done. Now they're still with WP suspension. I think this is probably one of the things that they need to check. No, they can't, I suppose.
I don't think they can at this point because you go to Owens and you think, well, they have a ton of data with Owens. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I'm thinking they have a ton of data with all aluminum box section chassis. So it's a who's right, who's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like true. But look again, Honda left Showa, which is their own brand, and they left Nissan brakes, which is their
both
own
of them
brand.
always suck though, for God knows how long.
So does their frame.
Yeah.
Anyone that wants to say that they don't outsource things, there you go. Mm-hmm. They have their own suspension company, they have their own brake company, but yet they're using other manufacturers. What does that say to you? But look, I don't know. Look, for KTM, it's more of a problem with the rear end. They can't get the grip. Binder did, in fairness, Binder did a brilliant lap, but you can't string 20 of those together.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But yeah, I'm not really holding out an awful lot of hope for them. For the first couple of races anyway, and we'll wait and see where it goes. Aprilia, I can't wait for Aprilia. I actually can't wait. I reckon.
I know.
I definitely reckon. Now, with what's his name, Aleix, I know he had arm pump surgery, and I know people are saying it's not a major surgery. It's not, right? But Aleix is 33, 34 years, 33.
Yeah, but you still heal up fast at 33.
He's still fast. Yeah, but the recovery takes that little bit longer. It's not a 23-year-old.
No, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? He felt it he said he felt it in Sepang, and he just thought that it was because he was not used to riding. But Portimao, he did a lot less laps than anyone, got the surgery done. My kind of point of it is not that it's going to take him a long time to recover. My point is that it's just not ideal to happen just before the season starts.
Yeah.
If this happened in January and he could correct it then, he'd have a couple of weeks of a running. And look, a slit is a slit, right? And a cut is a cut. Do you know what I mean? It's still sewn or glued or whatever back together. You still have to be careful. Do you know what I mean?
But Fabio bounced back for that in a week.
Yeah,
kind of couldn't believe how fast that. He was 20. Yeah, he's 23. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, but God, I could shoe nails and shit railroad spikes at 33. I had washboards and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, but this fucker he's like sub 5% fat. Do you know what I mean?
No, nobody's sub 5%. You'll start to shut down. That's a myth.
He's 5%.
You cannot walk around at 5%. That's you're in trouble. You're walking around 5%. What?
He's 5% apparently. And my friend is a bodybuilder.
Right now, he's a bodybuilder. Now you'll do it. You'll hit that 5%, but then you drink a glass of water. But you're up to 6, 7. That's 7's really you're walking around. You're walking around about 7.
Sub 5.
6'5", yeah. But sub 5, that's you start getting weak. No, I was gonna say you start getting weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, look, I've never fucking seen single digits in percentage, fat percentage in my fucking life. So,
oh, I did. Yeah, I did till I was 40 until I got screwed up until my spine let loose. It all happened at once like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think though he's going to be probably in the biggest amount of trouble. Well, sorry, him maybe Maverick. I still can't figure out which one is going to. Like, I definitely think Aleix is in jeopardy of losing the El Capitan status this year.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
who's he going to lose it to?
Oliveira. I think Oliveira's going to rock and roll next year.
I think.
But this year, yeah, right. I'm saying.
Yeah, I think starting off at home the next weekend, Portuguese Grand Prix or whatever they want to call it.
Yep.
The Algarve Grand Prix. I think he's going to.
Bagnaia, Oliveira, and Bastianini. 1, 2, 3.
Which way is your 1, 2, 3?
Bagnaia, Oliveira. I'm going to cut that. Bagnaia, Oliveira. I give a split second to change my mind. And Fabio. I think Fabio is going to run the power's going to be turned up. We know that for that race. If it doesn't blow up, okay, he'll run.
I think that Yamaha will be fucking shaking. That it'll be turned up so fucking high, it'll be already dancing before the engine even starts.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. The crank's gonna be going like this inside there.
Here's 5 cans of Monster.
Yeah.
Stop down on that there now. We'll start the race there in 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It'll be bouncing. Yeah. But again, look, I'm going to stop this year in looking at where the first bike is, because it's not a true reflection anymore, right? And yeah, Marc Marquez can come in and ride the wheels off the Honda, but if the other fucking 3 are still tailing Charlies,
yeah,
it's a shit bike.
That's why you always looked at it for bikes.
Yeah, it is, but I'm going to be more vocal about it this year.
Yeah, most people don't. That's why they always thought the Honda was good since 2013, back 2014. Christ, they used the 2013 swing arm in the Honda up until back and forth. They kept switching it off because the thing was handled like shit until 2016. Yeah. And then they kept putting it back and forth. They couldn't figure shit out, and they kept bringing the 2013 swing arm back in again.
So yeah, I just think I'm personally really excited for the weekend. Really excited to kick off the streaming. You don't know this yet, but I've done a deal with a guy called MotoTiming.live to use his timing screen for the live timings. People may not know that Dorna is getting an awful lot stricter with its content and this, that, and the other. And I got a little bit of a warning last week. So I needed to find another way of bringing you the timing screen during races and etc. So met a lovely chap. We had a good chat. He's happy for us to use it. He's gone away and he's done some custom work to it that I've asked him to do. And it's actually amazing. So big up to him for doing it. And yeah, look, we will be streaming the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Announcing too.
Yeah, Jake is going to be announcing on some of them. Others, I am going to be missing. So Jake will be announcing on his own.
No, you didn't tell me that. Hey, cut that out. Now you're going to be with me doing this.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Because I'll forget the damn riders' names. I'll be like, that's shit. Who's that number 12?
He's your man. Joe, your man. The fellow that was in front in the last lap.
Be a better fan. I can't remember everything for you. God damn it, folks.
Yeah. So no, look, obviously, we'll stream.
Oh, you're helping out. You're going to be there with me. I don't want to hear that. No.
Oh yeah, but sometimes they're going to have to be at the side of a soccer pitch shouting at me young fella to kick the ball. So
then we'll skip that race. We'll wait till you get the other one.
We'll just do the normal timing. Is that right? And you can be in the chat. Is it?
Yeah.
We can definitely do that. Mm-hmm. No, look, I think we'll definitely do some commentating on some of the races this year. Can't be all, unfortunately. might be away on holidays, might be shouting
Yeah.
to you know yourself. Have to do the dad jobs too.
I got to be catching the clap, something like that,
That's a bad thing over here, man. That's a career-ending thing.
Don't throw away that moldy bread. I got a date tonight.
That's it. What was I going to say to you? So we have our first sprint as well.
No. Also, look at this, guys. Out of my own pocket. So remember, I keep saying you're good guys, and we have the best members. I bought you a Nex. Nex are like the top of the best helmets in the world. They're right there with Orion and Shoei, right? It has the polycarbon. It's the carbon fiber helmet, right, with the carbon fiber Kelbar, right? And I got extra large because these run one size too big. So I figure most people are large, right? And if they're medium or if they want to do it for their girlfriend, they can change the padding and inside. But we're going to give this away. As kids would say, it's sick. Brand spanking new. Yep. No, these are absolutely the best helmets in the world. Toughest helmet. They're tough, like their same construction as Arai. They're round in the back. This is a clear one, right? They're just, and you can't see the helmet at all. The vision's so good. Like when you're going with them,
it doesn't impede your vision.
Yeah, and comfortable as hell. It feels like you stuck your head in there and they made it just for you. You just got to remember, if you ever buy one on your own, because I bought 3 for myself, that you always go, like I said, you always go one size bigger than you are, because they're made in Portugal, handmade in Portugal, right? Yeah, they're all European. Yeah, they're not cheap, let me tell you. But and all the people ranked them were real good. Don't confuse it with Icon, which, if I don't know, Icon, some of they're bad. Apparently, they can't bring them on some of the. Oh yeah, so on some of the tracks for the track days, they won't let you use Icon helmets.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Apparently, they do get bad ratings on Icons.
Yeah, and we'll probably do that. We'll give that giveaway maybe around 12,000. I think we'll. When we get
whoever picks will hit 12, and then whoever's going to do it on picks, I think who has the best pick or the first guy to pick the first 5, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
we haven't figured that out yet.
We'll do that, yeah.
And then we're going to do gloves. We got heroic gloves, and which are the best in the world.
Yeah,
so you can't beat them.
Yeah, we're going to have Todd on actually from Heroic.
They're the ones that's my heroic suit back there.
Yeah.
Custom made. Yeah, it has a kangaroo leather, not regular leather, which is real soft and real tough. It's the best leather you can buy.
Very light.
Yes, very light. And scorpion leather for the hot spots, which is an amazing stuff. It's unbelievable. And titanium on the hot spots. It's like buying the Rolls Royce of leathers and gloves. Yeah,
look, Todd has said that he's interested in coming on. I think it'd be great to have a chat with
good guy,
someone who makes this stuff. Because we are coming into riding season, and it's about kind of protecting yourself as well. If you want to go out in your shorts and t-shirts and no lid, away you fucking go.
Yeah. There's Chinese lids. You ever seen the Chinese lids?
No.
Yeah. Oh, they make them. They have like Marc Marquez copies. They have Shoei copies. They have Arai copies, and they're made of ABS, which is the same stuff you make Legos out of. And the insides of them are styrofoam. They look like a regular helmet. They feel nice and light. Okay. Oh, that Nex helmet, it's only 1,200 grams. I mean, things like you can't feel it on your head. It's so light.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're the best ones made. You can't. They're out of them now, so everybody buys them up. So anyhow,
for 10,000, we'll probably do something as well. I have 1 or 2 things up my sleeve that we'll do, and it's more so actually trying to find a way to.
I'll give away my LS2 helmet. I have a brand new LS2. How about that? But you have to have a 3X head. I have a big ass head.
I know I love myself, but I don't think my head's that big. But look, we'll figure something out. I think it'll be good to do a few giveaways.
And we like you guys. You know what I mean? That's what we figure it'll be. And it's out of our thinking pocket because I hate to beg to anybody for advertising. I tried them like I'll piss on you. I don't beg to nobody. I can buy and sell you.
You also have no patience, so it's
me patience. I never.
Yeah,
not my long suit.
That's the other thing. I can only imagine, you as a team manager giving your rider fucking shit.
You see this little guy. You see this little guy flying out of the garage. Coming out, kicking him in the head.
Give me a kick, yeah. I was going to say, so Portimao, your top three are Bagnaia,
Oliveira,
and Fabio.
Yeah.
For which race?
Oh, you know what? I'll take that for the main race.
Okay.
Main race. I wouldn't take Bagnaia for the sprint race.
Okay, who are you going for sprint?
Sprint? I just thought of this. I'll go Martin for the sprint for the win.
Right.
I'll go. Who's else fast on the upgrade? Fabio. He goes out of the box like a monkey. 2. 3. I'll go Oliveira again.
Okay.
How come I always have to guess first? I noticed that every time. Hey, what do you want?
Who am I gonna go?
He thinks he's being slick over there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. For the sprint race,
I'm
gonna go Marquez.
He's great getting out. He can make. Can he make 10 laps without going down?
No, but I think I think he fucking just.
No.
I think he'll make 4 or 5 spots in turn 1, and another 2 or 3 spots in turn 2. Well, it's actually turn 3. I think he'll lead. I don't know whether he'll be able to hold it, but I think he'll lead. So I'm just going to go Marquez anyway. I'll go Bagnaia second, and I'll go Rins third.
Rins third. Now, don't forget, they're not going to qualify. Them Hondas aren't going to qualify up there that high.
Yeah, but Rins has done an awful lot of work on the sprint race. He openly said that. So
they're going to have to make up time because they're going to be like the second row probably.
Yeah, but
third row.
It's a sprint race. I still think that
you get bogged up in the first. Yeah, I mean, one thing is you get bogged up right in the first corners. Then you got to make. Then you got to make passes, and that's going to kill them.
Yeah. So that's what I think for the sprint. For the feature race, I think it's going to be Bagnaia, Fabio. I think Bastianini. I think he has to answer very quickly to Bagnaia.
I do. I think he does too. Yeah. I almost said I switched from Bagnaia Bastianini to Fabio just because I thought, well, he's gonna have that everything turned up for the first race. You're saying the first 3 races, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I think it's going to be. Other than that.
And I predicted the FIM is going to allow people more motors during the year.
Huh?
I think Yamaha's going to run out of motors. They're going to go to the FIM and say, "Yo, this is really going to look bad if we run out of motors. We run out of engines."
Mm.
And they're going to give them more engines. Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, it's all about how they manage this place. I think for example, when they get to the COTA track in the States, they'll turn down the engine. Absolutely 110%. They have to. That's what
you said you thought they were going to turn it up on COTA. That's the
long straight. Yeah. It is the long straight, but yeah, I don't know. They don't tend to gain great results there.
Oh, okay.
So if practice doesn't go too well, I can see them turning it down, saving the engine and saving mileage in races or things where they're not going to go well. Now, you're right in the way, and I did say this. I think for the first 3 races, they probably have to turn it up, and COTA is in the first 3 races. But anywhere that has a long straight like that, in the middle of the season, I think they'll turn it down for sure, 100%. Have to. Like, they can't make the engines go and last as much as they're lasting, or they need to last.
I think Marquez will do well there. You know why?
I think even Ducati is going to struggle with engine mileage. It's not just Yamaha.
No, everybody's going to have to deal with it.
The difference between Ducati and Yamaha is Ducati can afford to turn down the engine.
Right. And it's a tougher engine to begin with. They don't have that inline 4 problem. Right? The crank's real small.
But even forget about that. It's just like...
Oh, you can't forget about that. That's the biggest problem.
No, but you can, because Ducati can afford to turn it down. It's not, regardless whether it's a better engine or not, they needed to take 5% off the engine. It's not really a problem.
Right.
If Yamaha needed to take 5% off the engine output, major problem. Do you know what I mean?
You're talking about 5% off of what they had last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that too. They're not only going to be slower, but they're going to be slower than last year's bike. They're going to hit that problem going down the road.
They are, yeah. Well, look, of course they have to, right? Because their engine, while Ducati engine is an update of the 22.5.
Yeah.
It's still, how would I say, Joe? It's still on the edge of performance in the way of not as close to the edge that Yamaha would be on to get the top speed down the straight. But if Ducati needed to knock that back, they can. Honda are the same. Honda needed or Aprilia, they needed to knock back their engine. It's not a problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yamaha and you can see it by Yamaha's aero. They're trying to build the least draggy bike as possible.
Mm-hmm. Honda had 2 mechanical failures at the Portimao testing. I was really surprised with that.
Maybe that's a good sign.
A good sign. Like they trying. How do they come up with 2 engine failures? It's a good sign. I don't know, but you have to play down to me. Yeah. Okay, for who?
They're trying new parts.
Oh, okay.
They're actually
But they have speed. Honda has speed.
Just not around the corner.
Just not around the corner. Yeah. That's
no, but look, I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm kind of pumped to know about the race. Like this time next week, we will know who's the winner of the first ever sprint race.
And you're a Yamaha fan. If they're going to pull off a good result, it's going to be those first 3 races.
Oh man, yeah, fucking hell! Let me make my champion, Joe.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It will be interesting though to see how fast they do come out of the traps. But again, I'm going to more so judge it by Morbidelli. Where is Morbidelli? If Morbidelli is in the top 10, you're like, okay, they figured something out. If Morbidelli is still down in 15th and 16th, no, they haven't. You know what I mean?
I know they said they had problems turning the motor up, the engine up, and it was affecting the chassis, but that's normal. And Yamaha is good at chassis. I think they'll straighten that out. Okay,
I would be more confident in Yamaha fixing that than Honda. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes. God, yes. Yeah.
But turning up the engine, do they have the engine life to stay with the Ducatis? Then is the big question for me, and I don't think they do. I don't think they can. Look, we wait to see. They have to have the engine turned up for the first couple of races to tell people, look, we've made a difference. We've made the change. Honda,
engineering-wise, they could turn it up to match the Ducatis head-to-head, but it would blow its guts out.
Well, yeah, or it would just increase the wear on it, and it would then soon blow its guts out.
Yeah. When Suzuki last year, remember they came out fast in the first race, right? In Qatar, they blew up this next race. Remember the big fireball, boosh, it blew out, and then the next race they blew 2 more. That's why I keep telling people Suzuki had the same problem, and then they blew another one at the end, and then they said they were out of engines by the summer break. So, I mean, how many did they blow? They were almost out. You know what I mean? Or they're just worn to the point where, you knew if you turned it up, it wasn't going to make it.
Yeah. Look, I think
so. They switching over to it's just It's just a part of a deadline of an inline four. That's why you don't see it in car racing. That was ages ago. It's just history. You know it was coming. You know it was coming eventually. So did they. You know.
Yeah. But look, anyway, no more talking about Yamaha engines. We're not allowed.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Yeah, you know it's coming back. You know, sorry.
Yeah, look, 3 races time, it'll probably come back and be like, how slow was that bike down the street? Yeah, but
we're gonna say we told you because they did the same exact thing last year. That's why I couldn't believe people bought it. They turned it up during the tests, right? Did the 1 lap wonder, and then it came out slow. They're gonna do the same thing again.
Yeah, well, look, personally myself, I don't really believe Lynn Jarvis, so
you don't. Now, what would make you say that?
Everything else that he said. You know, but yeah, look, I think it's just a very weird situation. Really looking forward to the racing now. A good update as well on the road racing in the north. They were able to get insurance, so the kind of local racing.
Oh, good.
Hasn't down south. There's actually going to be no racing at all. It looks like not even superbike racing in track racing. They just can't get insurance down south of Ireland for it.
What? So no superbike racing?
Yeah.
No superbike racing. The road racing? Yeah.
No road races. No track races for motorbikes at all. Can't get insurance.
That was the one thing I did get from time to time in American television. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
it's the Irish road races, the superbike races.
Yeah. And look, it's a bit of a disaster, but at least there will be some on up north, and like obviously the Northwest 200 is going ahead, which is an iconic race, and then there's no change to the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is the Isle of Man. They've their own rules and regulations.
Yeah. When does that start for us people in the United States?
May. We actually have Sleepwalker is actually going to come on. We're going to bring on Sleepwalker and
not this year, but next year we're coming. So find us. We need digs.
Northwest is
digs, meaning structures over our heads.
Punch.
I mean, we need places to stay because my buddy is the cops. He's coming, and another riding buddy's coming.
Yeah. Northwest and North are the Isle of Man would be class. Isle of Man is just is some legend of a place, like you know. But
gotta have a couple of us Americans out there. We can't drink like you, but you know.
That's all right. As long as you're trying. Teeth for trying, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll bring her on hookers.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it for this week. Next week's show, we should hopefully have a guest on as well. And the week after that, we will hopefully have another guest on. I think Todd is in 2 weeks' time. Really eager to talk to him about riding gear and protection, actually. So it should be good.
Oh yeah, and the gloves, even the fingers are double stitched. Like you never find that in a glove.
Yeah. So it'll be definitely good to have a chat with him. And then we'll have Sleepwalker and Manxman on before the start of the
Manxman. He sounds like a cheap superhero.
He is actually a superhero he actually lives on the Isle of Man.
So he drinks a lot.
No, not really. He's
a guy with a cape and a beer in his hand, you know.
Yeah. No, he actually has his own channel, and he puts out a lot of road racing. But he's really into it. But he's really knowledgeable on the roads. And actually, during last year's races, he was actually brilliant because he could literally nip out or ring around the island and see what was happening over there. Oh, it was such and such heading off. Rider is okay. So like he'd be able to tell that the rider was okay, but before it was announced or whatever. You know what I mean? So look, it was good to have him on, and I look forward to seeing you next week after a race, and definitely you're going to get some WhatsApp from me if Marquez does pull it off on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
and then the sudden realization that everything that we said about Marquez was wrong.
But if it has Marquez, just remember, folks, it's Marquez. It ain't the bike. It ain't the bike. It didn't make it any. What is our expression? A great rider winning on a shit bike is still a shit bike.
A shit bike, yeah. Fabio won the championship,
yeah.
Anyway, radio. Well, look, we leave it there for this week, and we'll see you again next week.
Take it easy, folks.
Have a good one.